So in the past 4 years, I've filmed over 400 weddings, and most of them have been by myself. Being a solo videographer is pretty tough until you get the hang of it. And you buy a lot of gear and you go through a lot of different variations of what's gonna work best. And I think I found one that works perfect for me. So I typically shoot Sony. So I was looking for another option to have that's very compact, have unlimited record time because Sonys tend to overheat, and I would always get the sure shot. So I found this guy. It's the Sony rx0 Mark II. The thing I love about the Sony rx0 Mark II is that I can mount it onto my small rig cage on top of my camera, and I can shoot with a prime as a solo videographer, like an 85mm lens with the bride coming down the aisle, because I know the camera that's right above my 85 has that sure shot that's a wide lens. So what you're seeing right here is the Sony rx0 Mark I, which is the 1080 version. It's the cheaper option. You can probably get this off eBay for 250 bucks. So I wanted to show you two different clips, one with the Sony rx0 Mark I and the other one with the Sony rx0 Mark II. One has 4K, the one I'm showing you only has 1080, but it's a good backup to have regardless. So as you can see, as the brides come down the aisle, I have the 85mm prime, and I have the Sony rx0 Mark II getting the safe wide shot. So this was last week, the Sony rx0 Mark II that shoots 4K, and the Sony Batis 85mm. The other thing that the Sony rx0 Mark II is great for, if you have multiple ones, which I have another one that I use that's not on top of my camera for the bride coming down the aisle and the speeches and stuff like that, is you could put it in really unique angles. I mean, you could put this in flowers, you could hide this underneath a chair, you could put it in so many different angles where bigger cameras it would be a distraction. They won't even notice it. So you can capture that unique angle while other cameras are gonna look very intrusive, because as a solo videographer, you have one chance to capture the formalities. If you don't do that correctly, you can't do it again. You know, during the formalities, you can't redo. So by having these angles, I can still be creative with longer lenses, like my 85 prime or my 135 prime, move around with my monopod and get reaction shots and get unique angles for the vows. Just because I know with these little cameras, they're capturing that detail that I could just switch back to. One quick tip though, so something I didn't mention is on top of this cage that's in the Sony rx0 Mark II, there is a battery holder up here. Very easy to take this out. Just slides right out, just like that. But basically, I just have a battery up here, and you could power this by USB. And the reason I do that is because if you're shooting 4K on this thing, you're not gonna get more than 25 minutes. But if you're supplying USB power to it, I can go about 3 weddings with long formalities, and I don't have to recharge this once. So that means I have unlimited record time, unlimited battery, and no overheating. Sign me up, it's amazing. This has saved me so many times, and you know, they're great, especially if you shoot Sony. It's gonna match your picture profile. You're gonna have the sure shot, and it's a little Zeiss lens. I shoot all Zeiss, so it's a win-win. If you have any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below, or you could hit me up on Instagram. It's Mats_video. I'll open every DM and talk to you. I love making connections. So reach out and let me know what you think. All right, peace.